What's up, guys? It's your boy Darskin, and today we're going to be talking about what OT Naruto, Utakata, and Gar's limit breaks could possibly mean. Because if you didn't read the translations over the scans and everything, long story short, it's saying something along the lines of like right here says, through limit break, let's increase the level cap by 5, gather new limit break materials, execute the limit break, raise the Jinchuriki to make them most powerful, limit break of chakra. There's a lot of different things that are going into what this is saying. And then we have a new limit break material also. So it's very clear that they're not going to get the same limit break as everybody else. And I had an idea that I was talking about with a couple of the guys last night or whatever. And what if they, because apparently they're only going to get a limit broken one time or something like that, whereas if you're any other unit, you get limit break 10 times. So off of that, I was thinking, what if instead of limit breaking you know, their stats and stuff, what if they limit break maybe their multipliers or something like that? And I'm going to get into what I'm saying and what I'm talking about as far as that goes. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go over OT Naruto and all them and talk about it. So OT Naruto used to be the best unit in the game, used to be one of the most hard hitters, yada yada yada. We all know about him, right? We all know about OT Naruto. His ult multiplier is 12 times the wisdom, 10 times to everyone else. So technically it's 10 times. It's a 10 times multiplier. Now that is really outdated, and if you don't know what I mean by that, or you don't know what I'm talking about, we're gonna just keep going through and we're gonna talk about it. So Utakata, going on to his multipliers, 5 and 11. Now the reason, you know, 11, you would be like, oh, 11's not that bad, yada yada. He has 1300 attack stat with no abilities. With abilities, it goes up to 1500, but 1500 attack stat with 11 times multiplier is not that big. Now, obviously, Utakata has a gimmick that, you know, makes him good or whatever, but it's not that good. Going on to Gar, he's one of the worst ones. 1500 attack stat, 2 times multiplier, 10 times multiplier. Like, that is really bad. Okay. The first introduction of big multipliers that we got, I believe, was Nuke or Sasuke. Now, a lot of people were going on a rave and everything, a rant about him. But when he first came out, because he had a 20 times multiplier, but you got to think about his attack stat was only 1500. 1500 and 20 times was not like it was big. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like crazy. But I'm going to go over the 3 most recent Blazing Fest units. Now I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, that's not fair because Madara and Kaguya." But even if you look at Sasuke, it's very noticeable how outdated Utakata, Gar, and Naruto are. Kaguya, 6.3 times multiplier. That is bigger than Gar's multiplier. You can multiply Gar's multiplier by 3, and it still wouldn't be as big as Kaguya's. Utakata's is less. Naruto's is less. Not to mention, Kaguya has a 6.3 times multiplier with a 2000 attack stat. 6.3 times with a 2000 attack stat. Okay, that's a lot. Going on to her ult, 22 times multiplier with a 2000 attack stat. Now I know you're gonna say, oh, well, Sasuke has a 2000 attack stat now with the limit break, but you gotta realize Sasuke is debatably, like, his ult is debatably as good, competing after he gets his limit break. Not to mention, her ult is 510 chakra. Well, it's 10 chakra, and it goes down to 8 chakra. So he has a 14 times multiply, 14 chakra jutsu compared to an 8 chakra jutsu, doing roughly the same damage. And Kaguya negates type disadvantage. And, well, no, it's not even doing the same because hers is 22. But you know what I'm saying? For 8 chakra, you get a 22 times multiplier, negating type disadvantage, where his is 20 times, and you have to limit break to get 2000. So it's like, that's just one of them. And Utakata, they don't even compete. Like, Utakata's attack stat's too low. Naruto is a 10 times multiplier. So, like, she has double his multiplier, so he doesn't even compete. Going on to Madara. He has a 5.3 times attack. You know what I'm saying? 5.3 times attack toward on his jutsu, and his is AOE mid range with him in the middle for 4 chakra. No one else has, like, Gaara has a mid range AOE, but his is 2 times. Not to mention, Madara's attack stat is 1800 as a long range unit. You see what I'm saying? We have Naruto with a 2400 attack stat. Utakata has a 1400 attack stat. Madara has 400 more attack on Utakata. Gaara is a mid-range unit with a 1500. So it's like, and yeah, you're gonna say, oh well, it's 6-pack Madara. Yeah, let's talk about Sasuke, because Sasuke is the main one, since he's not like, because Sasuke's like, he's new, but he's not one of like Kage and Madara type new. So Sasuke, mid-range, 2300 attack stat with pills, right? He competes with He competes with Naruto for attack stat as a mid-range unit. First jutsu is 5.6 times. That's better than anybody else. His ult, 12.5 times attack to everyone on the map. Everybody on the map for 8 chakra. Naruto's is 12 times the wisdom units. Just wisdom units. So Sasuke is doing more damage on his ult than Naruto is doing. And it's AoE. It's hitting everybody. Same thing for Utakata. Utakata has 11 times multiplier, but his attack stat's 1400. He doesn't compete. Gaara has some gimmick where his is like 16 or something. 10 times, 16 if they're immobilized. That 16 attacking doing nothing because he has a low attack stat. So it's like, I know they could limit break their like strength and stuff like that, but I don't think that's the problem, to be honest. I don't think that their base stats are the problem. I feel like it's their multipliers that are the problem, because in this day and age, now they could definitely limit break their stats if they wanted to, but going back to what it's saying and how it's saying that it's only going to be one limit, it says it's going to limit break a cap of 5. So that's telling me you're only getting 1 limit break, right? So if you're only getting 1 limit break, I doubt they're just going to up the stats by, you know, like 20. Because with limit breaks, whenever you do limit breaks, the first limit break you do, their attack and stuff only goes up by like 20, 25, 30, like something really, really small. And a small number is so insignificant that it's not going to change them being outdated. But if you change the multipliers, because let's face it, you don't take units for their basic attacks. It doesn't happen. You're not taking a unit for its basic attack. You're taking a unit for its jutsus and things like that. That's what you're taking a unit for. So at the end of the day, if they were to somehow, and I don't know, but if they were to increase the multipliers, you don't have to increase the multipliers by 20 or anything. You can literally give Naruto like 4 or 5 plus to his multiplier and he'd be relevant. Like, instead of doing 12 times the wisdom, make it 16. Instead of doing 10 times, make it 14. He would be a lot more relevant than, you know what I'm saying, just having it like this. Same thing with Utakata. We know Utakata is the double nuker unit that, you know, everybody's crazy about. You could literally give him like 3 or 4 on his ult. And give him like 2 on his jutsu. And that he would be so busted. Like, that would make him completely good again. Like I said, I don't really know how they're going to do it, but this would be a really good way to limit break these units. And not only these units, a lot of units that are going to be coming up, because Madara is really, really good, but his ult does not do enough damage anymore. Like, it's really good for it to be negate type disadvantage, but as far as damage, Madara's ult, I'm talking about Heart Madara, his ult just doesn't do a lot of damage anymore. The same case for Killer B. Killer B used to hit like a truck, and now he's just like, people look at what, 42k damage, and they're just like, what? Like, what is 42k? Like, that's nothing. Skill Tsunade isn't really necessarily bad because she's a healer. Like, she's not meant to do dumb damage. But as far as the other 5 that I mentioned, the other ones that I mentioned, that's definitely something they could do. But anyways, that's going to be about it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.